going live on Just Domestic. We don't have the Scotsman with us tonight. But yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and do this ourselves and start off as we normally would.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, get that started off the way that it should be. Not too much happening out in the world, but I do at least have a couple of people here with me. I will be throwing the link out into the side chat. So if you've got the prowess to jump in here and contribute to the conversation, please feel free. I may or may not add you. I'm just saying. But first off, ladies first, Miss Gunpowder Beauty.
Hey y'all.
So how's your life rolling there, Gunpowder? Other than I didn't find out if you dealt with the vehicle issues that you had.
We almost had one yesterday, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen, and so I'm thinking I may just go with a sedan. Not really sure I'm gonna like it, but apparently they get better gas mileage than anything else, so I may be driving around in a car.
Well, it's probably going to be less fuel mileage than what you were in, at least. And then the man that always hangs out in the shadows, the redneck gangster.
You know, it was all nice and clear until we went live and it just darkened up. What's up? Well, thanks for having me on there, Alan B. Pro and Gunpowder Beauty. I gotta say it slow. Nice seeing you again.
It's nice seeing you too.
Yeah, we already have some people popping in, some people that just want to join. The link is already out there in the side chat. And so anybody that wants to join, go ahead and click the link. I may add you, I may not. Don't really have that much in the way of itinerary this evening. Of course, there's always the Justin Final Mission to go out and search the hashtag Justin Final Mission, and of course there's always the efforts that are happening for Mr. Holster on the Scotsman side, but don't have that much in the way of itinerary tonight. Yeah, Rich, I'm kind of a glutton for a punishment. My first live stream was an absolute fiasco. I had some great people in there, but yeah, it was one for the books. We'll say definitely one for the books. You never know how crazy and insane it's going to end up getting. And if it will demonetize my channel is not going to happen, because my channel will forever stay demonetized on my behalf. And on top of that, if they ban me on this, I've got 10 or 12 other channels that I can mess with. So, you know, if YouTube deems my channel not fit for viewing and bans me, then tough shit. I could care less. I'll just go to another channel. Yep, got John Brown in there, Chris 338, Rich White out there, Ninja Scout, the Texas Outlaw himself, Michael Sines, JH 586. Yeah, the link is in the side chat if any of you wish to join in. We could hop right into some of the crap that's happening in the social in the national media, where once again they're pimping out a child to accomplish their means and ways and their end goals. So, redneck gangster, you have any thoughts on them using this? What is she, 14?
You broke up there at the end.
What you have any thoughts on them using this 14-year-old now to continually push their agenda in the national media, or what?
Oh, what? They got another kid that's going out there making all the news circuits to say how we're supposed to give our guns back for their future or something.
Well, and it's already come out with pictures of her wearing Antifa shirts, along with her parents wearing Antifa shirts. So I find it,
Yeah, okay. Another snowflake supported by snowflake parents. And that's pretty bad because what's going to happen if they get into one of these protests and, bringing their little clubs or in bicycle locks and taking a swat at somebody, it's going to come down to somebody's going to get hurt pretty bad. I mean, it's something I don't want to see, but this Antifa crap, they keep pushing it and assaulting people. Someone's going to stand their ground.
well, and we've had a ridiculous amount of years with the NRA. Not that I am a fan of an NRA. I will say this right off the bat. I am not a member of the NRA, nor am I going to be a member of the NRA. Am I a member of the GOA? Yes, I am. But the NRA continued on for many, many years and never advocated violence and pushed for violence. But yet cities are banning them, calling them terrorist organizations, but they won't look at organizations like ISIS and call them a terrorist organization. Even Antifa's going out, causing damage, causing riots, and creating general dismay and violence, but they're not willing to consider them.
Well, do you remember a few years ago, this Washington think tank went and came up with this report naming the biggest terrorist threats to the American government? Veterans, Christians, and NRA members were going to be the biggest labeled the number one terrorist threat to our government. This is just a later step that's coming out. They are labeling us and putting out propaganda that's going to end up, we're going to be called terrorists in the end, and you're going to have all these betas. When somebody takes a punch in the face, I mean, one of them gets a punch in the face, you're going to hear them screaming bloody murder because, well, they kind of got what they needed. I'm not advocating violence, but it's going to happen.
I'd like to welcome JH586 to the chat. How are you doing this evening, sir?
Better than I deserve. How's everybody doing?
Very, very well. Very well. Yeah, I just think it's absolutely atrocious. As Rich White says, not just a child, but a mentally handicapped child. And that's sadly true. So we've seen a lot of them just still continuing to use children for their means and their ways, and I just think it's absolutely pathetic. And
agree, man.
just recently, Miss Pelosi's agenda of trying to impeach our president got shot down very, very quickly. And so okay. So their side is getting a lot of flack, and they have to create some smoke and mirrors and draw some attention to something else. Is sort of my opinion on that. JH, you got thoughts on that?
I'm just trying to get over the redneck gangster. I'm thinking that name is an oxymoron. That's kind of like jumbo shrimp.
Hey, I know what a moron is, but what's an oxy?
That's washing detergent. No, man, the liberals seem to be grabbing at any port in a storm right now. I think it's becoming obvious that poor old Joe Biden ain't got a chance with our president and of our becoming our president. So I think they're raising as much sand as they can to try to get him disqualified. And this is a total whitewash. They can't stand on the issues, so they have to go about this. And about what you said earlier, I am a member of the NRA. I'm a life member of the NRA, and I will not renounce my membership, but I do intend to join the GOA very soon. So we'll. I'm one of those guys that's been a life member of the NRA for several years and feel kind of betrayed.
I can definitely see that. The fact is that the NRA was this entity, the largest pro gun lobby for a very long time, and what we've seen out of the NRA for a number of years now is not in nearly any way protecting our Second Amendment rights, not helping to protect our Second Amendment rights. It's strictly a business. It's all about the almighty dollar and them just getting more money. And so I'm quite opposed to it now because you see organizations like the GOA going out there and fighting the fight, going out there and banding up against ridiculous laws, and you see them filing lawsuits. You don't see the NRA doing anything at all about anything. You see them putting out more commercials to try to get people to sign up for their concealed carry insurance. That's what you see. So I'm kind of when it comes to the NRA, that's just now it's such a hard pill to swallow.
Well, what has any of them done for gun and reloading channels on YouTube and so forth? I don't see them coming up and creating a platform for us to move to.
Yeah, and that would be absolutely phenomenal for any one of these groups to be able to create a platform for us to do it. It's not like and I'll use the NRA as the example. It's not like they don't have the funds to do this. It's not like they don't have the means to be able to create this and make this happen. To be able to do more for the education side of things and teaching people just because it's black and it's got a pistol grip doesn't mean that it's evil.
Can you put Rich White's comment up? I'm a lifetime member. I've not gone to the endowment level and will not be. They still are constantly sending me emails, constantly calling me on the phone, constantly sending me mail to get more money out of me. And I'm sure, Rich, they're doing the same thing to you, but I agree. Until they make some serious changes and start standing up for the whole ILA, the legislative branch, that's a freaking joke, man.
You know, they need to make a change in the NRA's upper echelon.
Yeah, that little clown running around spouting his mouth off needs to go away.
I mean, Oh, I mean, yes, I am a lifetime member of the NRA, and I only got to make them stop calling me. Is I turned off my landline, went and got a cell phone, and got an entirely new phone number, so they don't have my phone number, and they don't have this email. So I'll still be getting my hunting magazines, my American Hunter magazines, whatever they come out with, and I'll be reading the little articles that said how people use a firearm to defend themselves every month. But the upper echelon, I mean, and then their constant campaigning and calling on the phone, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, Wayne LaPierre got to go.
Yeah, I'm not currently a member. I was at one time, and I literally canceled my membership to the NRA because I just got onslaughted with constant bombardment of them wanting more and more and more money. And it was just like, look, I've made the contribution at the level that I'm comfortable with doing. If you guys just going to keep pushing me and keep pushing me, you're not going to continue to get the contribution from me that I'm already giving. And that's precisely what ended up happening. Is I ended up just letting my subscription to them lapse, and yeah, every now and then, still to this day, I get junk mail from them. Also had another guy enter the chat, RL himself, the Black Cat Outdoors. Are you there, sir? Probably went to go get himself another Langenfelter.
Yeah, Tardot and I had memberships with the NRA, and we let them lapse too, just for the simple fact they're blowing up your emails every single day, multiple times a day. Then you got the phone calls. Then you've got actual mail coming to your house. It's all about we're in a fight. We need your support. Blah blah blah. Well, if you weren't supplying what's his face with $3,000 per suit or 5,000, 10,000, however much his wardrobe expenses are, they could probably have a little bit more money to fight our Second Amendment rights. But the ILA seriously needs to just be separated completely.
My thing is, they call me at work giving me this sad sap story about how they need money to do this, that, and other. What are they doing with that money? I want to see what they're doing with the money.
Food expenses, travel expenses, wardrobe expenses, everything other than what they're supposed to be doing with it.
Well, they developed a separate entity company where you can go purchase concealed carry insurance. So on standard NRA funds, that wasn't a So what they're doing with the funds is completely all over the board.
It's a little crazy.
I mean,
Actually, it ain't a little crazy. It's a lot of crazy.
and I'm sure a lot of people seen what the liberals dug up on Wayne LaPierre and wanting the NRA to go ahead and build him a new mansion. Where was that, out in Europe or somewhere?
Wow.
His wife didn't feel safe, build some $7 million mansion. It doesn't help us out when they make it that easy for the liberals to start digging up stuff.
Yeah, and so why Wayne LaPierre would get private time with the president is beyond me. Short of trying to work around other different political gains.
what I want to know is how you get that gig, man.
Well,
How do you get that job? And what are they paying?
people.
$10 million a year? Yeah. I'd vote for the redneck gangster.
Ooh, get me nominated. I can handle that. I'll go sit in the president's office and tell him how it is. Not 1 inch.
Yeah, Walter Davis says it very well. Says it very well. I mean, the NRA has claimed, oh well, right now just isn't a good time. Right now just isn't a good time. But we've got other organizations like GOA out there fighting and winning and taking the information home.
Now wait a minute here. I thought Alan. I thought your campaign slogan was only 1 inch. His is a little bit close to yours, isn't it?
No. That's just the tip.
Oh, okay, just a tip.
Or at least that's what I told you last night.
Yeah. Well, you lied then. At least I hope you lied. If that was just a never mind.
Yeah,
I just had the NRA call begging me for money the other day.
Here, I mean, it is one thing about the good aid, because you mentioned the NRA and the Democrats just lose their flipping minds. And so are they a good distraction while these other organizations are actually out there taking care of business? Yeah. Could the NRA actually be out there doing it? Yeah. But what's the problem? Why don't they? They should have enough cojones behind them. They've still got millions upon millions of members and should be fighting for exactly what those members signed up for. But I don't get it. Yeah, the things that are getting proposed in the House and the Senate, I mean the assault weapons ban, BS crap that they're planning on.
Well, did you guys listen to the hearings the other day?
I have gotten a whole bunch of snippets from different parts of the hearings, but I did not see it all entail.
Oh,
and Firearms 101. Football is doing well. NRA can suck it. I think they're already at that point doing that. I think they can bring a lot more to the table, and they're just not doing it.
I'm still having difficulties. Every time I mute my mic, I lose my audio.
Amazing how that works. Ozzy got a good point. You got to, at some point, you got to just start looking for the bright side in things.
Well, I got a little bright side to the 2A community. I got to get together with Firearms 101 and Scotsman there yesterday. We went through over 850 freedom-loving rounds out there in the back having fun.
Now playing golf, man, I'm telling you, that sounds like a damn good idea. I've actually never attempted to shoot at golf balls before.
Oh, I tell you what, it is a blast. The first time I done it, I mean, well, for one, the guy I was with, he got really ticked off because I put a hole in his golf ball, and then the groundskeeper came out and was yelling at me about the divots. But you got to get golf. You got to make golf entertaining, especially when you don't drink anymore. Because once you quit drinking, golf is just boring. I mean, but now if I get the firearms involved, oh yeah, and it's really fun when you drill a hole through the golf ball, put them on a string, and tie them up onto what you're shooting. Then you hit them and you watch them spin around. That's really fun.
Well, one of the things that somebody sent me was bowling pins, and I still have yet to figure out how I'm going to put those onto target stands. So at some point, I plan on bowling.
Well, in the top head, drill a hole through the top. Okay, through the top like this, and then run a rope down through it, and then hang it from your stand.
When it comes to golf, though, I could be wrong, but I heard that golf was originally named golf because it's an acronym. It stands for gentlemen only, ladies forbidden. Gunpowder, have you heard this before? Or
Of what?
the term golf is actually an acronym for gentlemen only, ladies forbidden.
Oh, yeah, that's how it was originally in. Girls weren't allowed to go into the clubhouses or anything like that.
Yeah, I
did. Seriously.
definitely not a sport that I've never been able to play it. But to shoot a golf ball, I think I'd get plenty of enjoyment out of.
I've spent many days out playing golf.
Now, bowling pins, on the other hand, I've never actually shot bowling pins. So this was a new one on me. And so you're just saying just drill a hole through it and rope it up.
Yep. When you hit it, it moves. And you don't have to go and pick it up. It's the lazy man's method of shooting bowling pins.
That's a smart man. If you get a steel cable to run through it, it'll last a long time. So
that I'm definitely going to end up having to deal with because hopefully I can actually get some work done onto the pistol range before the impending weather ends up coming in and making it nearly impossible to get out there to do flipping anything. Yeah, it was a gentleman's only sport. And I think the reason why they wanted golf to be a gentleman's only sport is the amount of cussing and stuff that happened out on the golf course. At least that's what happens when I try it.
Yeah, there's a lot of cussing going on when I have to try to play golf.
Yeah, all the cussing that was going on out there, the men didn't want to hear it no more. So that's when they made it gentlemen only.
Where is Bobby's solar homestead from? It was 96 here today. He must be fairly close by.
Oh, geez, I want to say North Carolina, South Carolina, somewhere. He's out there by Pop's Quest somewhere.
South Carolina.
He's right out there by Pop's Quest, and Bobby Solar Homestead, dude. I've pushed people his way that are getting into solar, and if you are getting into solar at all, he's your man. He can do it. He can do it as much on a budget as you've ever possibly seen. Typically solar's a little bit of money to get into, and Bobby feeds the system. He puts energy back into the system all the time with his setups. So he's definitely a good authority to go to if you want to know anything at all about solar.
So Fuzz is talking about bowling pins back in the 70s. So you had to knock it completely off the table. If y'all have ever been bowling, you got to hit the bowling pin just right and pretty solidly to get it to just fall over. So I could see where that would be a challenging sport with a firearm.
Yeah. Yeah, they still have bowling pin challenges that are going on. For how many you only get either so many shots, or they take and find out how many shots it takes you to knock it off the table. That's still going on. It just slowed down though since the whole steel shoots are been coming on lately.
Yeah, I could see that.
So Gunpowder Beauty, do you ever go do those bowling pin shoots?
I have never actually shot a bowling pin. That would be awesome.
Yeah, the first time I did it, the manager up there at the desk, where you get the shoes, he was really getting mad. He called the cops on me.
Well, it's something that they occasionally do out at my local state range. Is they'll have bowling pin shoots, and I went out there once just to watch, and there was a few competition guys out there with their full competition rigs, everything else. I'm definitely not into competition as of yet. It would take a little bit of money to get me into competition. But there was this 9-year-old kid that absolutely dominated everybody. There's 35, 40-year-old guys out there with their tricked out Glocks and everything else going after these bowling pins. And this 9-year-old kid steps up and just wipes their time right out the door. Just stomped them. It was awesome. It was absolutely phenomenal.
So this is done with handguns?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. It all done with handguns, at least there at that particular range doing this particular kind of shoot. They only do them every so often. And typically it's a fundraiser for some local food bank or something else of the sort. And it's just literally it's fun. It's a blast. And so the next one that I hear of, I plan on going to. And y'all know I don't carry a competition rig or anything. I would literally just be out there doing it for the fun of it.
Well, going out and doing stuff like that, it makes you better with your carry conceal gun. Yeah, just going out and shooting, period. A lot of people don't shoot enough. But as I remember, I mean, we used to get together with the guys at the church, have a father-son shoot once a year, and that's the only time they would go out and shoot. And they've set a bowling pin up on a stand about 50 yards away, and they're all shooting at it and stuff. I went back to my truck. I got my bow out, put a judo head on an arrow, just pulled back, let loose, boing. Took it right off there.
I got a friend that I do some work for on the side. He owns 2 bowling alleys. I bet I can talk him out of some old bowling pins.
Yeah, they probably just throw them in the dumpster after so many years.
Yeah, I'm going to grab them all up. Okay, guys, I got to go. I hear the wife calling. So time for supper. So I'll come back and check and see if y'all still going.
All right, have a good one.
Night, Jamie.
You too.
Thanks, Jamie. Yeah, the bowling pin shoots sound like an absolute blast. That sounds like fun. And apparently bowling pins can take quite a beating. But like anything else, I guess you don't want to be right on top of them shooting them, but they can take quite a beating from quite a bit of rounds.
So are you allowed to use a 44 Magnum with hollow points on them then?
To my knowledge, they didn't actually have like a regiment of what they needed to have, what they didn't need to have.
Because I would like to go out there with my 44 Magnum and take on a 9-year-old kid that's shooting a 22.
Well, I think actually that 9-year-old kid was shooting a 40.
Oh, 40. Got to be 21 to just shoot a 40 nowadays.
Speaking of underage, one Mr. Nightstrike has joined the conversation. How you doing there, Nightstrike?
I'm doing good, and I'm not underage. I just bought, not too long ago, a P229 DAC. So
very good, very good.
I'm expanding my. I'm slowly expanding my SIG collection, but I'm only buying the cheap SIGs. So,
well, you do what you can. You do what you can, and sometimes that's all you can do. But at least you're doing, man. That's absolutely awesome.
So I gotta say, I like new P229 DAC in 40 Smith & Wesson. 2 magazines, a holster, a barrel basher for like $3.99. That's not a bad price.
No, that is not. That is not a bad deal at all. At all.
I got a 357 SIG barrel off of eBay, and hey, guess what? 357 SIG.
For people that haven't shot 357 SIG, if you're a 9mm shooter, you'll probably do really well with 357 SIG.
And yes, I know 357 SIG is expensive, but if you look around, you can find some good prices. You just have to actually, get off your ass and actually look. Because I've been buying them from the same place I bought the gun, and it's like yes, solid point ammunition, so it's carry ammo, but let's be honest, $9 for a box of 20. Come on, do the math. That's pretty good.
Big Al's looking for 357 to go with his Henry Golden Boy.
Different 357 then.
Yeah, different 357. Depending upon really what you're going to be doing with it there, Big Al. I mean, if it's just target, that's one thing, but
there it is.
Nice.
And you notice it doesn't have the decocker on it because it's the DAC version.
So look at that. You got a big boy gun.
Ha 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 ha. Very funny.
But you don't have the decocker on it.
No, the DACs don't have the decocker. But if I wanted to remove the DAC system and put, a decocker on it, I could, because it's all the places are there for that. But that would defeat the whole purpose because, of the DAC trigger system. Because it's supposed to be where you pull it back till it cocks. It goes like that. Let's see. Okay. So
yeah, I dig it.
And no, I don't keep around in the chamber. I've got the magazine loaded though. So I'm doing the whole, what is it, Israeli carry then? On my desk. So yeah.
Well, yeah, that's how I'm not completely Israeli carrying, because yes, there is a round in the chamber.
Oh yeah.
But that's how I live my life.
I play with my guns too much. I play with my guns too much, so I can't keep a chamber in the house, because I keep around in the chamber of the house because I'll probably pull the trigger and have a hole through the wall. I don't want a hole through the wall.
Now, Daniel, you mentioned something earlier, and it makes me bring up the question. So I will start off with Nightstrike. Nightstrike, your current carry weapon, when was the last time you shot it?
My current carry weapon it's not actually this one. It's not actually this one. It's my P320, which is it's still in the box from when I went to Arizona, so I got to take it out of that case. But it's got locks on it. It's fine. But last time I shot it, probably before I left. Before I left from Gun Rights Policy Conference. So not that long ago.
Nice.
Yeah, I do keep a rotation in my ammo, my carry ammo. So if I don't carry ammo longer than I'd say a month or two. I know some people are more extreme, like they change their carry ammo after 6 months. I usually do a month or two because I just if I haven't used it for defensive purposes in a month, I just fire it off and then get new ammo because I don't want to have any issues with my ammunition when I need it the most.
Well, that's a like a completely different subject that I'd actually like to touch base on. Gunpowder Beauty, your current concealed carry. When was the last time you shot it?
What was it? A couple of weeks ago? Like a couple of weeks ago. But she's beautiful, y'all.
You mean the one you stole from Tardot? Yes, we know.
Gave them 2 kids. It was a fair trade. Shut your mouth.
Oh, Alan, did you see my Instagram?
I'm not sure. I think I did. Yes.
Yes, I got a slice of pizza in Arizona, and I ate the last slice of pizza.
I saw that. That was absolutely classic. I was dying laughing.
Because when I got to Arizona, Angry American or Angry Platypus, he hangs out on Never Enough Ammo's show on Mondays and Wednesdays. He told me to tell him when I got in town. So we went and had dinner at this really good pizzeria, recommended by one of my family members. And there was one slice of pizza left. I asked him if he wanted it. He's like, no, you take that slice of pizza home with you. I'm like, okay. So one day for lunch, I take the box out of the fridge, I open it up, I heat it up, and I start eating the piece of pizza, and I'm like, hold on a minute. I got to take a picture of this. Otherwise, people won't believe I ate the last slice of pizza. And it's all this guy's fault. So.
Yeah, that was absolutely classic, man. I had to go back into work. I was still laughing. Everybody's just looking at me like I'm gone a little wacko.
The backstory for this is that last year, when a lot of the gun channels guys went to Tulsa, okay, Alan B. Pro, without giving them proper instructions, sent a pizza to the hotel that we were all staying at. And the thing is that the pizza guy didn't tell them who the pizza was for. And
No. Let me straighten this out.
Yeah, right.
So I literally from Iowa sent a pizza to Tulsa, Oklahoma, addressed for Night Strike, and gave the delivery people his room number plus the instructions to say shall not be infringed.
And they didn't do it.
I get a call back saying nobody's answering that door. And I'm like, he's like, what do you want me to do with this pizza? I'm like, there's a bunch of people down in the meeting room of the hotel. Just stick your head in there and say, Mr. Matt, somebody will respond to you, and give the pizza to them. They gave the pizza to Never Enough Ammo, and on top of that said shall not be infringed, and walked away. And Matt and everybody proceeded to eat the pizza thinking, hey, somebody just sent us a pizza, why not?
Right.
So they got to the last slice where they noticed on the receipt it said Night Strike. So Tardot, Night Strike, and who else was it?
No. Tardot, Never Enough Ammo, and I think it was Jelsma.
They all took the last slice, up to Night Strike's room, and Night Strike was crashed out. He was like, I am not answering the door. Go away, fuckers. Leave me the fuck alone. Everything else. Well, right about that time, Gizzard Gary was staying
Opens his door across the hall.
adjacent from him. And Gizzard Gary opens up the doors like, what's going on, guys? He's like, L&B Pro sent a pizza from Iowa for Night Strike, and he won't eat it. And so Gizzard Gary ate the last slice of that pizza.
In my defense, you saw how drunk those motherfuckers were. So, do you really want to open the door at that point? No.
Okay, listen, I've heard enough of this beating around the bush crap. Why don't you admit what the hell it was that was keeping you from opening your door? You were scared and hiding in your room because you didn't want another throat punch.
I had 25 the day before, so
Oh, you big old baby! You had 7 the whole weekend. Be a little drama queen, why don't you? It's a little throat punch. Man up, you'll survive.
No, I won't. No, I won't.
Is she saying that she whipped you 25 times?
He says I whipped him 25 times. Don't let him lie to you. It's only 7. I love you too, baby, but you can go to bed. Thank you. Now go to bed. Yeah, go to bed.
Yeah, for
Thank you.
that don't know, Gunpowder Beauty is the queen of the throat punch.
Yeah. I don't fight women. Sorry, I don't lay hands on women because, I'm not that kind of asshole.
So you're admitting you're an asshole, just not that kind of asshole. Is that what you're saying?
I'm admitting I'm an asshole, but I'm not scum. That's what I'm admitting.
So, Redneck Gangster, man, your particular concealed carry weapon right now, when was the last time you shot it?
Yesterday.
Very good, very good. Mine right now is the PO7 Urban Gray, and this did get some rounds put through it yesterday in the dumping rain. It's not going to stop me. I will just bring it home, dry it off, and put a lot of oil on it. Anyway,
did you pick up your brass?
Well, that's 9mm brass. I'm not quite as concerned about that as the 10mm brass at this point. I'm going to be literally twice the cost of what it shoots the 9 is what the 10mm eating up. But
when did it dawn on you that 10mm cost $20 a box?
Actually, when I went to go show somebody, I was at the local tractor supply store, the local tractor outlet, and just getting, every time I walk in there, I pick up a few boxes of ammo. And I walked up and it's same brand, same amount of ammo, 50 round boxes. One is sitting at $8.99 and one's sitting at $19.99. And I'm like, there's the difference in 10mm right there. So yeah, and I am going to be saving all of my 10mm brass from now on. I've got a lead on somebody that's gonna do me really well on getting some dies for that and start reloading myself, because damn, that can get pretty costly altogether. But I brought up that question because it's a very, very good question on how often you actually practice with your concealed weapon. But Night Strike brought up rotating your carry ammo. And so what I do, and I don't keep a date on my ammo. I don't go, oh, well, I've had this box 4 months. Nothing like that. Every time I go shooting, I take all my self-defense ammo out. I put in my range ammo, and I run my range ammo until I'm almost ready to leave. And then I'll load a mag of my carry ammo and run through that, because I'm always carrying an extra mag anyway. I'm going to be going straight home. So I'll run a mag of my carry ammo before I leave the range.
Oh, so this wasn't just about how often.
And put it back into the holster. So every time that I go out to the range, I cycle a little bit of my carry ammo every time. And I don't know, it might be a ridiculous way of thinking about it, but I'm just that much more familiar with how the firearm is going to act with that ammo if something happens between the range and home. It's the last ammo that I fired, and that's what's on my brain.
Now, like
So
Edward Petty here.
Through my personal defense ammo.
Well, I my personal defense ammo, I just rotate that whenever I'm not done shooting and I want to shoot some more. Because I'm lucky, all I got to do is walk, 50 yards, and I can restock my defensive ammo into the house. But I'll shoot my personal, carry gun 2 to 3 times a week, minimum 50 rounds at a pop, usually about 100 rounds. And then I'll go, I'll shoot some hollow points, the defensive ammo, just to be more familiar with it, because I'm on a security team also. And I mean, when you're just not only doing CCW, carry, conceal, or just carrying for self-defense, I mean, you're responsible for every single bullet you send down range. And those misses, do you really know where they're going? I mean, do you have the confidence to pull the trigger? Because if you don't have the confidence to pull the trigger, you're more liable to miss just because you don't have the confidence. You understand what I'm saying? The more you shoot, the more confidence you build, and that's one less piece of pressure you're going to be under if you ever get in that situation. Kind of like buck fever.
So, you know what my first time experiencing something was in Arizona when I went back for Gun Rights Policy Conference. I got to open carry for the first time legally. So, I mean, because in South Carolina you can only open carry on your property, and unless you're going hunting or fishing. I don't understand that, but that's what they say. But in Arizona they have constitutional carry, and I could carry concealed or unconcealed. But again, it's the first time openly carrying and not having anybody say shit about it.
Yeah. So what we have here is constitutional open carry, but we got to get a carry conceal permit to conceal it.
Well, and I used to live in Arizona, and I would frequently open carry. I actually open carried more than I concealed carried. But when I moved to Iowa, it became more clear the speculatory reasons why a lot of people conceal carry more than they do open carry. I would get called out all the time when I was living in Arizona for carrying a gun. I'm just like, it's Arizona, dude. What do you expect?
Right.
What
part of Arizona
over there that's carrying? There's another one over there that's carrying. Why are you giving me grief?
What part were you living in?
Stop me in the supermarket and talk crap, or this, like one guy.
Those are all the liberals that moved from California. Those are all the liberals that moved from California trying to turn Arizona into the same place they left.
Yeah.
So
yeah, is it more comfortable? Absolutely it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely it is. But I don't, I've never been one that wants to be flashy with my weapons.
I wasn't trying to be flashy.
If I found that people reacted to me different. Just because they couldn't see it. They had no idea that I was carrying.
Well, remember, I was there for the Gun Rights Policy Conference, so I open carried when I was at the conference. And I also concealed carry at the conference too. And it just nobody seemed to care because, well, you had all those people there with guns and not one single malfunction. Not one.
And no accidental discharges either.
No accidental discharges. No. And it's just like people are saying, "Oh, no guns are going to be the Wild West," and I'm like, "Yeah, look, the Wild West wasn't even the Wild West." People like to make mountains out of molehills out of stuff they've seen in Hollywood, just because they don't want to admit that they're afraid of an inanimate object, and to let everyone know that they've got a mental illness.
Absolutely.
That's what's going to happen. Well, one thing that's going to happen down the road with all these little antifas, and the more they're wrapping up, you're going to have some kind of 2A rally near some liberal area where they can bus a whole bunch more of them in, where they're going to think they got numbers and can be brave, and come in with their their little sticks and 2x4s and bicycle locks.
So there was the big thing that Walmart put out, and the fact of the matter is if you go into Walmart's policies and procedures, there's nothing that states how they're supposed to react to a situation. We've seen videos of people getting stopped in Walmart, being accosted by 6, 7, 8 officers just because they have a pistol on their hip. They're not doing anything illegal. They're in there looking for plumbing supplies. But yet they're getting banned from Walmart's nationwide.
And those officers are walking in with guns.
Is that it comes down to the manager of each individual store.
Right.
Now here in my little Bodock town in Iowa, I conceal carry, but almost every single time I walk in there, there's 2 particular guys that I see all the time that open carry, and I think that they're just trying to kind of show it off.
They're trying to press their luck.
But I walked in there yesterday after stopping by the range, and sure enough, there's that guy walking around with his 1911 cross draw all in front of him. I'm just like, oh, okay. Well, I guess this Walmart doesn't give a shit.
Well, you got to admit, that's the coolest door greeter you've ever met. The Walmart here, the only reason I ever go to it is when I get to anniversary and I got to buy that cheesecake and a birthday card or anniversary card, stuff like that. Other than that, I have no reason to ever go into Walmart.
Yeah, I've only gone to Walmart here because they've pretty much trounced all the competition. So all the small stores. So, but apparently some of the small stores are actually coming back. So they just refurnished the IGA. So I shop at IGA a lot. They brought Piggly Wiggly back here. That was good. I hate going to Bilo, so I don't go there. And then there's Walmart. Those are the only stores in my town for groceries. So, I had, for the longest time, I went to Walmart. But if they're not going to sell pistol ammo or rifle ammo, what's the point of me going to Walmart? Because that's the only time I go to Walmart was if I needed to buy groceries and then I wanted to go pick up some ammunition. If I can't pick it up from Walmart, then, I'm going to go to the local Ace Hardware and get it instead. Or I'll go to PSA,
Yeah, it's from everything that I've heard, they've left it up to the discretion of the managers on how they're supposed to handle it, but they're just like any other business. I put up Ghost Tactical's comment. They're just like any other business. All they can do is ask you to leave, and then you just turn around and walk away, and turn around and leave.
Just leave the cart.
Crime at that point. They ask you to leave and you walk out, and then you get accosted by law enforcement. It's like, hey, they just asked me to leave, so that's what I'm doing.
Well, the number one thing that ticked me off about that whole Walmart situation is their corporate leaders sent that letter to Washington, D.C., wanting them to go out and enforce and make more stricter gun laws. A corporation going out here wanting to infringe on our rights at
Right.
the on the political level. So screw Walmart.
Yeah.
I'm going to go, find that little shop that makes cheesecakes, and I'll just get that for the Christmas and anniversary and birthday present from here on out until I'm buried in the ground.
I bet there's probably a real good local bakery if you just look for it.
Yeah.
So, and they'd be happy to have your business.
Well, there's a little Mennonite restaurant that does it's got an in-house bakery. They make the best donuts around and huge things. And it's probably, if not the same distance from where I am at Walmart, I could just drive down there and get it. If they don't have cheesecake, I know they got this nice little chocolate pie down there that my wife loves too.
Well, I mean, some of the best places that I've gotten over the shelf ammo now are like tractor stores, for any kind of ranch outfitters or farm outfitters. They'll almost all of them will have a selection of firearms and ammo in the stores.
Some people look at me weird when I say my local Ace Hardware sells ammo and rifles and whatnot, and they also do shotguns too. But the thing is, if you live in a smaller town or a smaller city, your local hardware store may carry ammo because they've done that for years. They've catered to this whole sporting community, and that's why they have ammo there. Yeah, half of it's probably going to be Full Metal Jacket, and the other half's probably going to be Soft Point. But you're not going to be buying Hollow Point from them. Mm-hmm. But again, if you just want ammo just to go to the range with, you can probably get there.
Oh, here the drive-throughs used to sell ammo. The biggest outfitter here in Ohio now, it started out as a drive-through, and they got rid of the beer and just ended up getting a license to sell firearms too. And now they got like 7 stores all over Ohio. So, okay, Walmart go out of business. They've got 7 stores now, so yes, they are corporate, but it's the guy that started the place up owns 51%, and the employees own the rest.
Walmart's not going to go out of business, but taking this kind of stance is going to get them. They are going to lose profits. And
getting involved in the political arena, I completely and entirely am against.
Yeah,
they've got no place in that.
Their job is supposed to be politically neutral and to just do one thing: sell people stuff, because that's a business. That's what a business does: sell people stuff, make money, make more profits, make their investors happy, make their board of directors happy, make all their shareholders happy. That's what a business is supposed to do. A business has no place in the political spectrum trying to tug on who should be able to do this, that, what, or the other. Period.
Yeah. Here, highlight Pop's thing. Most of Walmart stuff is bought in China. Yeah. Here you got a for-profit company entering the political arena, but yet your churches and stuff like that are out there that they're a 5.3C. They are not supposed to say anything political during services or anything else, or they'll get their 5C3s yanked out from under them.
But it's okay for them to urge the right senators and representatives to try and push more gun legislation, because that's what those assholes are going to do anyways.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and yeah, Walmart supports China. Walmart is China. Yeah, so is Amazon. And what is Amazon? Amazon mostly is just cloned products that are being manufactured out in China, and another of Fiochi's products arrived at my doorstep that they want me to review that I think might get shot on camera. What a hunk of fucking shit from China that is.
Yeah, I got the email from them, and it sent me over to their site, and I was looking. It's like, okay, it ranges from $13 to $70. Oh wait, there was I think one of them was a $120 rifle scope, was about the most expensive thing they had.
It's probably not worth it.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, I don't think so.
Well, they sent me a couple stuff to review, and I've done videos. I just haven't released them yet. But am I gonna depend on any of that stuff? No. Am I gonna keep it around for the range? Yeah. Will I blow it up with tannerite?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
possibly. That might be a tannerite blowing up video.
Yeah, there was a scope that they sent me, and I did an unboxing and I mounted the thing up, and I could not. That's why I haven't done another video on it, is because I could not get the thing to zero for nothing. It absolutely horrible. And then I was watching RTT, Right to Tyranny, and they sent him a scope as well, and he was having the exact same issues as I was. He got a hold of them, they sent him another one, and still had the same exact issues with that. So with this is actually one of their red dots, and it looks like it's all cloned items. It's all Chinese cloned items, and it looks mighty fine. The glass on it is really good and clear. Everything else, the dot on it, which I doubt that my camera will pick up. The dots on it are actually very, very good, very bright. The brighter they are, the harder they are to distinguish between what's what. One of the problems that I'm having with this particular dot, and because the camera's backwards, this is even more difficult, is no matter how level I hold that crosshair is sideways. It's like crooked. It's like leaning to the side. And it does that through all the different functions. It's got a circle dot, it's got a dot, it's got a crosshair, and it's got a crosshair circle. And it does that through all the different functions, all the reticles. Every single one of them is crooked. So I'm like, I got a hold of him and said, dude, I can't even make it an unboxing video of this. For this thing, I'm not going to even say anything at all about it. And you know what? The more I even look at it, the glass is cracked. All the way on the corner here, the glass actually cracked right on the edge. So, you get what you pay for. It's cheap Chinese crap that's coming from Amazon, and it's all been, it's all clones of different shit.
Reminds me of this one that I got. One of these. I got something similar, but I don't know. So you can see that. That one.
Is that a Fiochi as well, or?
It doesn't actually have a Fiochi or something. Filand. It's a Filand.
Mario, I did not buy this. I would not buy this. This is cheap Chinese crap that's getting sent to me for review.
This one seems to be all right.
Most of the time I'll give.
Let's see if we can see this.
I'll give companies the benefit of the doubt. If the product that they send doesn't function right or whatever, I'll contact them. This is the third offering from Fiocchi that has been a big giant pile of shit.
No.
You see the reticle there?
That thing is a big reticle.
Yeah. So, I mean,
How are you going to shoot golf balls with that? It covers enough.
I don't know. I'm wondering about that myself. But remember, I got this sent to me for free, so it's, you get 3 different types of reticles, and I got this one too. Let's see. There we go.
And stock up for the coming recession is right there, Fuzz. Either they're going to want me to send it back, or maybe they'll send me another one thinking that the other one's going to be better. If it is, then great. Whatever. This will go on the shelf. It will it'll be used as a barter item at best. But I don't know if I would. I certainly wouldn't feel comfortable putting something like that on my own weapons. It just.
If anything, it comes down to where your life or your loved one's life may depend on it. Are you gonna go cheap and spend $13 to $60 on something, or go out and spend $150 to $200 on something that has a good product warranty and great customer service if you have any issues?
Well,
I got this stuff sent to me, so
yeah. Gun Wild definitely has a point here. And Tread, yeah. It very well might end up with the time old tested. If it's a piece of crap product, it gets shot to hell. Now, Bearded CB, when Bearded CB came out and did some shooting at my range, my little measly range, he ended up having some problems with some old Magpul mags that he had. And the first one he just stripped out, and because if you have a problem with the mag, get rid of the base plate and the spring out of it. It can't be used, period. Just tear it apart. Don't put it back in your range bag and take a chance on reloading it and putting it in your weapon for home defense. Don't do it. Just tear it apart. Now, what RTD does, and is something that I very well might acquire, is putting some holes through this, like we did Bearded CB's Magpul mag, that it was no longer functioning. So what did we do with it? We put some 10 millimeter size holes in it.
Yeah. By the way, the upside of buying of getting this Filand was that batteries were included. So
that's good.
Because that scope I showed you
comes with a funky damn battery I've never seen before in my life.
It's not like a standard 2032?
No, I have no idea. I have no idea what the fuck this is.
Are you sure that's not a couple cell batteries wrapped around?
I've got I got 3022s or 23s all over the place. I don't even know what this is. This is like an R44 something or other.
Yeah.
R44 LR44H.
But that scope I showed you a while back that I got a mount for, that thing didn't come with rings. It didn't come with batteries either, and it needs batteries. So
no rings, no batteries.
No rings, no batteries, and they're not gonna like the review.
Yeah, I guess I just need to find another good American company that is wanting to get some review work done. Because this cheap Chinese crap just keeps dropping the ball all the time, and it just further emphasizes my point on a lot of this Chinese stuff that's coming out.
Now, you know how much I don't like that Glocks, but there's this one YouTube channel out there. Glock sent him a box, and there must have been $300 to $400 worth of free stuff in it. I mean, multiple fun sticks. I mean, about 5 regular mags, along. I mean, shirts, hats, and and also optics with batteries. I mean, now, oh, okay, they might be in what? Where they make those things in Austria or someplace?
Austria. Yeah.
Austria. Now, so they must have some corporate here in the U.S. I mean, so they obviously got some kind of a customer service. But when you got businesses like that, especially if you get some U.S. businesses and they go out there and treat people like that, that's who's going to get my money.
Right.
And I can say that about CZ because yes, they bought a factory here in the U.S. now. Dan Wesson.
So.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one,
Uh-oh.
the only Mario Mosen.
Hi.
So.
How's
How
everybody?
the hell
doing?
are you, baby?
Oh man, I'm living the dream, man. Living the dream, man. Hey, I heard that Crazy Scotsman's not there today, huh?
Not this evening. No. He's doing his thing. He's not here this evening.
No.
QQ, man. So let me give a shout out to Nice Strike. What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, Mario. How you doing?
Good, brother. And then you got Break Yourself Fool over there. Trying not to show his face and shit. Were you trying to be some sort of gangster all of a sudden now?
Who, me?
Yeah, you fool.
What? Fool?
Yeah.
Break yourself.
Break yourself.
Break yourself.
Don't tell me to break myself.
He's the double fisting fool, man.
I know he like this, see that? Straight out of Compton.
Here you go. And check out
No,
our
dude,
journal.
he said that. I fucking died laughing, man. I was like, I know he didn't. Your ass ain't even been to California and shit.
Oh, I haven't. I lived in California.
San Diego does not count, fucker.
Wait, but I mean, all that there south of San Diego. That's I wasn't there. That's where my girlfriend.
Oh, that's not that. No.
L.A., Palm Springs, and Marina Del Rey.
Hey, those San Diego gangsters are scary, especially all the ones that live in the Chula Vistas.
Ooh.
He said Chula Vista Cholos are fucking scary. Come on, man.
That's where the drive-bys
No,
start.
they're not. Fool.
Drive-bys.
Named
Not
Cholo.
even close, man. They're not even close, man.
Drive-bys started down there in Chula Vista.
Oh yeah, what they throw at each other? Beans and shit. What are you talking about?
No, every time I came up to a corner, every time I pulled up to a corner, they all started jumping and hiding and stuff.
Hey, you know the only thing I like about Chula Vista, and I laugh my ass off every time I pass the city on the I-5. You got that picture of the fucking Mexican holding the other Mexican kid over there.
Oh yeah,
you know, talking about running and shit. Hey, runners are going through the fucking freeway. Be careful for them.
I
laugh my ass
my
off.
relatives would come down, they'd see that sign, they go, "What the heck?" Oh yeah, they believe in legalized child abuse down here. See how that kid's just flapping in the air? That's how them going through Walmart.
Yeah, man.
Wow. If you ever want to see child abuse in any way, shape, or form, just walk through your Walmart. Sooner or later, somebody's going to be beating a child.
Yeah, I've seen Ninja Turtles that are like 25 years old. I seen this lady that I swear to God, I swear to God, I thought she had like one of those Viking hats, but no, it was her hair. She had it like done like that. And then she would get mad at you because you look at her.
Some weird people.
Yeah, I've seen an array of
it's
beautiful
very
American people at the Walmart.
Oh, I have to admit, very polite to call her.
That's right. But anyways, guys, I wanted to tune in on this whole Walmart fiasco shit you guys are talking about. Like,
it's not really a fiasco. We're just commenting on it, really.
Oh, okay. Well, honestly, guys, I actually, to a lot of us, because I live in the communist state of California. I mean,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry too. Hopefully, I get the fuck out of here soon. But anyways, for me, like Walmart was a great source, man, for getting cheap ammo. Because in reality, a lot of the other FFLs had a tendency of pricing their ammo way too high, man, and as it was kind of like the only thing that kind of kept me from not having to pay so much for ammo. And now that is no longer there, that's definitely going to affect me. I mean, I think that's the reason why I decided to go into reloading and started getting really get myself really into it, because I saw the light. I saw where this is going, and I had a feeling that eventually a lot of these retailers were going to end up having to take some sort of stance on it. And I'm very disappointed in Walmart, just for the simple fact that they are based in Arkansas, of all places. And
The problem about Arkansas is, they still have Democrats down there that, should be for guns but aren't.
yeah, but to
they're
the same
the
point,
ones that call it Arkansas, right?
I don't think it's the actual company. I think it's the CEO and the way he thinks.
Yeah, it's their
Because
corporate.
the previous CEO would never get involved in politics. He always he was always adamant about not getting involved in it. And it seems to me like this new CEO feels that in order for him to drive more business, that he's going to end up taking a stance. And now it seems to me that because of what Walmart did, I see pretty much every retailer going the same route. With the exception of maybe the Cabela's and
Bass Pro.
and the Bass Pros and the academies but
Well, and I figured, Mario, that Walmart was probably one of the best places for someone like you in California to be able to get ammo.
well, it
At
was
a halfway
It
decent
was.
price. I mean,
it was for the longest, because it was the only place where I could buy the 200 packs of 9mm or 380 or whatever the hell I was shooting, or 5.56, and I get a decent price for it. Where I just felt like they were price gouging the crap out of us, especially after Sandy Hook.
Well, look at what's happened to Mario in California now. To buy bullets, he's got to fill out basically FFL paperwork.
Yeah, and I refuse to do that. Ever since they created this whole thing, man, it's like that's the reason why I decided to go reloading. And if you guys notice, if you guys were following my channel, I went reloading overnight. It's like people were like, "Wow, you already started reloading? Like, man, you're not messing around." I was like, "Man, I already see it. I know where this is going, man. I better start getting myself and my stuff together." And the fact now that we even have more people reloading that are from California, like Jeff, Gunwell One. He's another one that just started, and he started really getting into it. And I'm really happy to see more guys in California starting to reload, because we have no other choice, really. So now what we're trying to do is we're going to start stacking up on primers and powder and all the stuff that we're going to need in order for us to do what we got to do, because
and so,
that might be next.
how it actually stands right now for you in California, you can't get it online, right?
No, I can't. I have to go to if I can't make any email purchases or anything like that.
What about actual reloading supplies?
No, the reloading supplies, you know what? I've never done it, because I tried to do it, but then I started noticing that whole hazard fee that they implement with everything that they do. And to me, it didn't make sense. So I was like, you know what? It's better if I just just buy it in my local store and support my local store, because it was cheaper for me in that aspect,
Now, are you still in the stages where you're just buying stuff in maybe the hundreds for
Yeah.
reloading?
I mean, when I buy primers, I buy a box of 1,000.
Although, okay, so you're starting to reach the stage of where you're buying in lots of 1,000.
Yes.
Yeah, because it doesn't pay to order online until you're buying it by 10,000.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Oh yeah, I noticed that too. It doesn't make sense, especially when you're ordering in bulk.
Yeah.
You know. Oh yeah, Jeff said that we can make orders, but they actually have to go to an FFL. So I mean, it's the same damn thing. It defeats the
Yeah.
purpose of having it come to your home. You know what I'm saying?
Then you
So
got to pay your
when
FFL.
if you have to go that route, do you still have to pay FFL fees for
and
receiving?
see, that could be also up to the. I don't know, to be honest with you. Maybe Jeff will probably know that question because I don't know it because like I tell you, when it comes to that kind of stuff, I try to steer away from it. And I steer from having my name even put in some sort of system because then they don't know me. They don't know anything about me. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
So I don't know.
do they carry that stuff at the BX, PX, whatever you are?
Yeah, they do. They do, but unfortunately for me, I mean, like the closest military installation for me is Edwards Air Force Base, and that's a good 2 hours for me. But whenever I do, I always stop by and get all the stuff I need. But most of the time, I support my local gun store. The local gun store where I live at, man, it's awesome. They carry a lot of stuff, and it's a company that's actually based in Arizona, and they have 2 stores here where we're at. So it's at least we have that going for us. We have some sort of resources.
Can you see it now out there between Arizona and California? It's going to be like the old days of Prohibition, running moonshine, except now they're doing it with primers and 9mm.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine we're having to get to that kind of silliness, man?
Yeah.
That's just ridiculous, man.
So you have rednecks like me. You got the old trunk of the car in the alley going, "Hey, I got the good stuff, Blazer."
Blazer.
I got the Blazer, man.
Hey, I got the Blazer, and it's not the metal, it's the brass. Orale.
Yeah.
I got the good stuff, That
I
is
don't know.
hilarious.
Walking up to a guy like Daniel in an alley just kind of sounds like something out of San Francisco to me.
Oh my God! Stop it. It's not
You need Tula? I got Tula.
Yes.
Sure, watch
Hey,
I'll put my goats on you.
by the way, that's the only city where it's legal to shit in public.
Oh.
I don't want to know that shit.
Well, now you know. It's that kind of
wanna
shit. It's that kind of shit you need to know.
I would be happier without knowing that shit.
It's all that shit, homie.
So Mario, are you looking at any prospects of getting off the West Coast completely when you retire?
I thought about it, man.
He's got to pay off that solar system first.
No. Actually, it's not bad, man. Yeah, actually, it's you just add that to your. I already talked to a real estate guy about that. Actually, it benefits, and some homeowners actually like the fact that they can come into a home that has a solar system because they're actually saving themselves, some money on the actual electricity, like kilowatt per hour. I don't want to get.
I would figure that would be a big selling point, actually, if the home has already got solar built onto it. That would be a big selling point, especially in California.
Well, I don't know if you guys saw my video, but I've been a big deal about it because the way they installed it, and I just didn't like the way it was done. I was pretty much ranting on that video. I got a lot of hits, but in reality, it's not who I am. I'm not a person that just complains for the sake of complaining. But it is what it is. But yeah, a lot of people do like the fact that if a home has solar on it, it's more of a valuable asset. But to each his own. But no, it's just I thought about going into the East Coast. I thought about taking the wife over to places like North Carolina and see what she likes it over there. I kind of would like to stay kind of in the mid southern states because one, I know she doesn't like cold weather.
Yeah.
Well, then if she doesn't like cold weather, you're pretty much stuck between 3 states, and you're not going to like either of them. There's the one I live in, South Carolina. There's North Carolina, though North Carolina gets snow. But really, there's like South Carolina and Florida hardly get snow ever.
North Carolina is some weird motherfuckers over there.
Yeah, I know. I live there.
Fuck that.
That straight kind of resembles that statement.
Just make her get over the cold
Hey,
thing.
you guys got some bomb fucking barbecue. That's all I can tell you. That's one shit I can tell you.
I mean, look at it this way, okay? In South Carolina, we don't have Cabela's or Bass Pro. No, not unless you live in like the Greenville area, okay? And that's on the other side of the state towards Tennessee. In South Carolina, we have this awesome shop that is not only a firearms manufacturer but also a retailer. You might have heard of it. It's called Palmetto State Armory.
I hate you.
And right up the street, they got that other place, Bear Creek Arsenal, that manufactures.
Yeah, North Carolina.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I'm glad you got that resource there because actually,
FN makes guns in Columbia, South Carolina. There's also PTR Industries in South Carolina too. American Tactical Imports, Somerville, South Carolina. Not too far from where I live.
Mario, move to the source.
Move to the source. Dude, you sound like one of these damn what do they call those guys? The quote leaders. Move to the source.
No, that's called like Star Wars and Yoda, stuff like that.
No, that's hold on.
That sounded like
Here's the forest.
That sounded like Mr. Wilbur. When
Move to Carolina, would you?
Wilbur.
Here's the force. Yes.
Mario, you want to move to the flyover states like Ohio?
No,
you don't want to shovel snow.
We'll teach you how to use the snow shovel and play a banjo.
Dude, they play banjos down here too. You can't.
Hey, you know that's not good being fucking Mexican and hard labor because then everybody expects you to do shit for them. I'm like, fuck you guys. You know, right? You
don't have a lawn, do you?
Yeah, but I have a gardener that does it. Fuck that. I ain't working hard anymore. Hey, I'm a refined beaner, okay? Calm down.
Mario, we got some huge farms out here. And we have a lot of
you want me to be Forrest Gump and shit?
No.
See, you shouldn't call yourself a beaner. You should call yourself an American. That way we know you don't mow lawn.
Yeah. They're all up. I mean, we got a lot of folks up here. And their kids are up here going to school, getting engineering degrees and everything. That's what the flyover states are about. Good education, and they go out there and play in the woods and hit each other with rocks and mud balls instead of shooting at each other.
I gotta address a comment out there. Fuzz is saying Washington State will become the next California. I've seen 1639. It already has. You're already there in Washington State. The whole West Coast is just
the West Coast, the major cities. They're mostly country, but the cities are so overpopulated they kill everybody else's vote. They ruin it for the rest of the state.
Yeah, which is one of the downfalls.
My daughter lives over there. Yes, he's white, dude. Yeah, he's a white Mexican.
He's probably really, really skinny and missing a lot of teeth.
I could see Mario in the morning yelling out to the gardener, "Will you put that banjo away and get those clippers? Mow that lawn." Wait, they don't have any grass in California. It's all dirt.
They do. They do. Just like
but you're only allowed to water it between this hour and that hour.
No. You guys are all fucked up. We don't have a drought anymore.
Yeah, they got lots of water now.
I know because you stole all that water from Arizona. It's cool. We got you,
dude. Really? Water? All that damn water goes to Arizona.
But here's the thing. They also have lawns in the Phoenix Valley area, and it's like you live in the desert. Why do you water a lawn? Why don't you just have rocks? And I'm because lawns look nicer. That's why.
Well, not only that, but then stop and think about it, man. When you're like, for me, I remember my first deployment. My very first deployment, I was in Kuwait. I was in Kuwait for fucking 9 months, and all I ever saw was fucking desert.
Yeah.
And then they land me in fucking Shannon, Ireland, and I was like, holy shit, what happened?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's like it changes your perspective on things. It's like cheers you up, man. It's just having vegetation. It's little things like that.
My uncle was in Kuwait during that storm. So
Yeah, on the way out there, Mario, I know exactly how it looks when the plane comes in and lands, and you look out there, and everything is just so green. And that's the last time you see all that green, because the next place you go is everybody heads straight for the bar. Then you see the green when you're taking off again on the way to the desert.
You are so right, my friend. You know it so well. Well, actually, all of us in the military are like that, man. We can drink, and we're the biggest shit talkers too. Oh my god, you ain't
And then
never gonna be better shit talkers than guys in the military, man.
you go to Iraq. Then I mean, you leave there, you go to Iraq, you go to Kuwait, and there you can't even fly the American flag. I mean, you're on a military base in a military compound, and you can't even show the flag. You got to have
I don't know. We used to rock that shit all the time. We didn't give a fuck.
the red, white, and blue, or the distressed.
No, the red, white, and blue, man. We had the thing where we you know how we used to do this shit. I know we're gonna get in trouble, but I don't give a fuck. But like the Muslims, like early in the morning, like around 5 in the morning or so, or 5:30, they do that call to prayer, thing, whatever, right? So here's us. As soon as they finish that shit, we have our loudspeakers and we'll put like some fucking crazy American song that they fucking hate, like Metallica or some shit, like Enter the Sandman and shit. And then as we're doing that, we're slowly creeping the flag up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we're here, motherfuckers. Yeah, we used to do shit like that.
that must have pissed them off.
Oh, a lot. I don't give a fuck.
It's good. It's good to piss them off, because you know what? They're pissed us off by having to send people over there in the first place.
Exactly. You think I want to be over there? Fuck no. So
instead of dealing with themselves.
Yeah. So I might as well have fun with this shit.
Exactly.
It's like sometimes we be eating fucking, like pork chops and shit like that here, because my interpreter, hey, you want some? Got you, homie. Give me that look like disgust. I'm like, they're like, and I start fucking cutting it up like, and I'd be like, the other white meat.
Wow.
Yeah, they're like, you guys are nasty. I'm like, no, it's not, man. You eat fucking fish, right? They eat shit too. Who gives a fuck?
It's not nasty. Just tell them, try bacon.
They hate when we used to cook bacon. Oh my god, that or sausage. Fuck, they get fucking pissed.
Yeah.
Good times though. Good times. Gotta love those Muslim countries, man. Gotta love them.
You gotta love to mess with them. You mean?
Yeah, and no, but I ain't gonna lie to you. The one country that does kind of scare the shit out of me is Iran, and the reason why they scare me is because they have more of a capitalistic outlook on things. They're more westernized and they think differently. They're not Arabs; they're Persians. So people always confuse them, but actually, Persian people are 10 times smarter than Arabs. And they're pretty smart at what they do, man. And I think we gotta watch out if you want to pick a fight with these guys, because I mean, it's not a fact that we can win or lose. It's the fact of what they could do and how they're gonna do it.
Well, and they just recently passed a law in Iran to where fathers are allowed to marry their daughters.
That's fucking sick, dude. But my thing is, why are you bringing that shit up, man? You nasty.
I'm just saying, this is the fucking ridiculous, sick shit that's happening in that portion of the world. I can't even fathom how this could even become a law. What makes you even think, oh yeah, well, I love my daughter so much that I'm going to marry her? You know what? I have a pill that'll fix that.
Alan, out there in those countries, there's things going on. If you just realized it, you would make you puke.
There's a lot of stuff that goes on over there.
I've got a better pill that fixes that.
Oh, that's a nice little flower.
Yeah.
Hey, calm down, fucking gangster over there.
I mean, if we want to be gangster, fine. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
There we go.
Hey, calm down.
Hey, Daniel, what holster is that?
This is the Harry's holster outside the waistband. He came in with these.
I thought it was the break yourself fool fucking holster.
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, he's got one on each side for each gun.
Yeah. No, I actually
Wing clips on it, or is that just the is that the hard mount clips? Is that the wing clips? What's on that?
It's called Dose Clips.
Dose.
Dose Clips.
Wow, how original. I like it.
And
I was heading into the winter. I definitely want to find an outside the waistband for the 10 millimeter.
Dude, that thing is freaking cannon, man.
5 inches of 10 millimeter love, baby.
Damn. That thing beast.
How many round? What's the round count in the magazine?
It's an 8
It's
plus 1.
All right.
Man, that's crazy.
So I didn't get the 2011. I was kind of trying to hold out for the 2011. That's like 17. Even in 10 millimeter, it's like 17. But this is already going to be a lot of weight on the belt line as it is.
I mean, how many
ounces? Planning on taking it into competition or anything?
How many ounces is that loaded?
I'd have to bust out my scale, actually.
Bust it out, homie.
Bust out your scale.
Yeah, bust it out.
so while we got him distracted,
Yeah, exactly.
Take over the chat.
let's critique it.
Take over the chat. Night strike.
What's that in the corner of his wall?
Who?
It looks like he's got a baseball hat on it up in the corner back there.
I think that's his AR.
That is actually an Indianola teens baseball hat.
What's it hanging off of?
That is hanging off something that I don't really want to divulge on the channel. I probably shouldn't have it in the background.
Yes.
214 grams for just the magazine loaded. Let's see.
Get a bit of technical, dumbass. Just put the fucking magazine on there and put it on and see how much it weighs. Jesus Christ, dude.
Well, the magazine loaded is 215 grams. So, I mean, just under a half ounce or 7.54 ounces.
Mm-hmm.
With fully loaded. Looking at 48.1 ounces.
Man, that's heavy as shit, bro. You sure you want to carry that shit on your waist?
So, it's just a little over 3 pounds.
Well, he can't wait. He's going to get the Laura Croft drop leg holsters, and get one for the other side too, so he's all balanced out.
Hey, I've already given away a drop leg holster.
He also needs to get
chat. I can do it
the
again.
days you do shorts too.
Matter of fact.
Oh God, man, you got him going now. Great job.
So what? Okay, let's pick on something. What's underneath his target there?
A wall?
A guitar on the left.
Oh, that. I don't know. It looks like some sort of background that he's got there. Like, is that like a whiteboard or something that's over there?
Or green screen?
What, this thing over here?
Yes.
The blue thing.
This thing over here is it is actually a whiteboard, but it's the back side of the whiteboard. And what I have on it is a bunch of people's channel stickers along with a couple of manufacturers here and there.
So why you put it behind it?
And then what? This up here?
No, the stickers. Why you put the people's shit in the back of the fucking whiteboard? Nobody gonna see that.
Because actually, a lot of times when I do tabletop stuff, I use that board. I take that board and I lay it on the table, and I use that as my backdrop for the tabletop stuff.
Oh, okay.
So that people's channel stuff does show up in those videos.
Okay, people's channels.
Yep.
People's channels show on there.
So you're talking about drop leg holsters. I got an absolute POS drop leg holster here. It's got a thumb brake that's a POS thumb brake. It's got a magazine holster. It's got these big giant bulky ass clips, and it does attach via another big giant thing. So this is a phenomenally made nylon POS drop leg holster. And you know it's made in China because it still has Chinese writing.
It's
on the label there.
It says made in China.
So I'm going to go ahead and give this away right now. If anybody wants, out in the side chat, I am thinking of a number between 1 and 25. So anybody that wants a POS drop leg nylon customized to you holster.
You already got a response.
5.
12 and a half.
I can't dignify that with a response there, Daniel. Matter of fact, Miss Robin Jones nailed it on the head. Miss Robin Jones at 23. 23 is exactly the number I was thinking. And that'll be great because not only does that save me shipping, but it gives me a reason to see Robin Jones. So yes, Robin, you have
I'm sorry, Robin. Maybe you shouldn't have that number.
One of the most giant hunks of fucking shit that's being made in the market today.
Yeah. Whoopi, I'm sure she's fucking delighted.
I bet she's real glad.
Apparently,
it wouldn't be the first holster she's gotten out of me.
All right.
Either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. At one point, I did get a right to bear customs holster made for Miss Robin Jones. Hopefully that holster's been serving her well. That was for her current carry weapon at the time. So hopefully that one is serving her well.
Very cool. Congratulations, Robin. I don't know if I should say congratulations, but I'm sorry. One of the two.
I think sorry is more appropriate.
Oh man. Anyways, guys, so what's I going to talk about? So
the latest impeachment processing.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking
going on there, Mario. What's your opinion on why that even happened?
We'll let Redneck Gangster go first.
Oh, what, the roadmap to impeachment that just got shot down?
Yeah. Why do you think they decided that they're going to try to bring impeachment processing in?
It's the same old thing you've seen Pelosi actually state in public. They keep throwing crap out there, and then the news repeats it just to brainwash America about throwing stuff out there to see what sticks. And if you repeat a lie enough, sooner or later it's going to be accepted as truth.
There's a word for that. It's called propaganda. which, a group of individuals used that Germany, back in the 30s and 40s, and the left is saying, "Oh no, we're socialist, and whatnot." But so were those Germans. They were socialist, but they were also nationalists.
Yeah, the
And
Nationalist Social Party.
the National Socialist German Workers Party, I think it was. But yeah, not a good group of people.
You know what I think? I think Democrats think we're just as stupid as they are, and we can't figure this stuff out ourselves. And the fact that they keep throwing this crap to me is a known fact that they know they're not going to win the election. They know it. It doesn't matter. I mean, seriously, they don't have anybody that's even worth that's even close to
So,
winning.
so you think they're actually intentionally trying to tank the election ahead of time, and also kill whatever chances they might have in the House and Senate during those election times too, because they know they're not going to get elected?
I think they're desperate now. That they're so desperate that they'll stoop to stuff that they never thought of doing before, and the fact that before you stop and think about it, Pelosi wasn't saying much. She was like, "Oh, you know what? No, we're gonna think about it. We're gonna talk about it." But this time, she got bullied into this shit, and now she looks like an idiot. She was supposed to be like the voice of reason for the Democratic Party, and they pushed her so much to the point that she ended up having to do this. But in the same time, she made herself look stupid because hear me out. What did fucking president do as soon as that shit happened? And I would not be surprised if Steve Bannon is part of the shit. He went and released the transcript.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, he ended up getting the president of Ukraine in a fucking press conference so everybody could see that he's not fucking lying.
Yeah.
So,
and also Biden and his son's corroboration on the whole dealings in the Ukraine didn't line up with what the Ukraine said either.
Yeah.
So, they may have broken actual international, Ukrainian, even American law by lying and doing that shit over there. So, what? Trump's in trouble for actually following up on an active investigation? I don't know. That doesn't seem right.
And actually, he's got every right because there's some sort of act that the president has the power to investigate any American who does anything that pertains to the safety or well-being of the country or some shit like that.
The country and our allies.
Yeah, exactly. So in reality, the Democrats just fucked themselves. They really did, and I think they know it. They know that it's a lost cause now because now they're trying to do every kind of damage control they can, and it's not working towards their favor.
Well, I'm under the impression that it all came about because they were trying to do damage control. And so they were like, "Oh, well, quick, divert. Let's go try and do something else." Because they had already gotten so much flack for everything being anti-Second Amendment, and you're going after people's guns. This isn't what you said you were going to be doing, but yet every one of your candidates is now saying that they're going to go after everybody's guns, and they're going, "Oh shit, we fucked up. We need to quick smoke and mirrors."
Yeah. Well, Beto's the one that kind of fucked it up for them, and they know it.
Yeah, Beto. Well, actually, it wasn't Beto intentionally that fucked it up for him. It's everyone who was running for president other than Beto, because Beto said, "We're going to take your AR-15s and we're going to take your AK-47s too," and not one of those Democrats walked back and say, "Oh no, we're not coming to take your current held guns. We just don't want those guns in the hands of people that shouldn't have them." They normally say.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that nobody challenged him on that issue basically proved that every single one of them running wants civilian disarmament, and that pisses people off. That pisses lots.
And since that point, like Fuzz said, Biden was just like, "It's not going to matter. we've got F-15s. They're not going to be able to do anything. Like, they are separate from us. From one, that they are like superior elitists, and we're just the fucking peon people.
That's just like Nuke Boy saying
but Biden saying, you know, what's an AR-15 going to do against an F-15? Or it's not.
Well, if it's grounded,
okay, so now you want to go ahead and take away our small arms, but you're willing to even throw out there that you're going to use fucking attack aircraft on people?
Okay, but here's my thing.
And then Beto the next day in the news in a separate town hall meeting essentially said the same thing. When somebody brought it up, he's just like, our military is too powerful for the people to take down, essentially.
Okay,
in the roundabout way.
Let me intercept on there, buddy, because I'm going to tell you something, man. When every member of the military signed up for the military, we rose our right hand, and we gave our oath. And the first oath that it talks about is the Constitution, and then second of all, the President of the United States, and blah blah blah. The first thing it talks about, we will protect and defend the Constitution of the United States.
And every single Democrat that is elected right now is actively working against that.
Yes, and then here's my thing.
Nobody calls them out.
What makes you think that the military is going to turn against their own people? Are you fucking stupid? We will never turn our own people.
No. Hold up. Maybe the military, when you were in, won't. But you do realize that maybe 25% or like half of the military, there are a lot of yes men now.
No.
Follow orders.
No. Does not work that way, buddy. And I'm just giving you my perspective, because you stop and think about it. Military officers and senior non-commissioned officers, they have certain things that we have values, and we have ethos, and we have these things that we cherish and we protect. And it doesn't matter whether it was made in the 1920s or now in today's time, we still have the same values. We still have the same way of how we feel about it. Because I'm going to tell you something. The people that are joining the military right now, they may be millennials, but they don't think like millennials. They have that sense of patriotism and pride. And many of them are type A personalities. That's the reason why they join the military, because they want to protect their country. They give a shit about the flag, about the national anthem. They give a shit about who's in charge, and they care about our military. There's a big difference between us and, let's say, I'm going to put a country like Germany. The German army nowadays is a fucking joke. And I'll be straight with you guys, because I work with them. Many of these guys are the most undisciplined fucking soldiers that you'll ever see. They smoke. They have fucking facial hair. They drink. They do all kinds of shit that we don't do. So we have that discipline to a certain point, and they don't. They just don't give a shit no more. They don't have that value system. What made them the great army that they were back then in World War II. So they lost that value system. We haven't lost that. So, I understand what you're saying, that's right, because you're thinking that maybe because millennials are that way. I'm going to tell you something. Most people, even whatever generation might be, they think differently when they join the military, man. And we have a set of rules.
I was looking at the same way. It's the same way people go after, law enforcement. People will say, if a red flag's passed in your state, are you going to go serve red flags? Well, it's their job to do it. So if they don't want a job, then yes, they're going to have to go.
But to a certain point, you got to look at it in this way, man. How are you going to look at yourself in the fucking mirror when you just took that person's fucking rights, but you still have yours?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So there still is some sort of values within our organizations, and that's just how I feel. And I'll be honest with you, I've had this talk with my soldiers, and I've had this talk with soldiers that are very young, that are millennials, and they all feel the same way I do. We don't believe, because at that time it was the height of fucking Obama and this whole fucking assault weapon thing that he wanted to do.
Right.
And then what would happen if he would order the military to do it? I'm like, fuck that. I'm not doing that shit. I'm not taking the rights of my people just because one president doesn't like guns. I mean, I don't give a fuck about that. This country's based on guns, bro. It's always been, it's always gonna be that way. You know what I'm saying? And if it was founded by a gun, it's gonna die by the fucking gun. That's just how I see it.
Or what you're going to have to see is if watch out for is if they ever enlarge TSA and Homeland Security, because our military are really not legally allowed to occupy anything in the United States or go after anybody. It's all overseas.
Well, yes, but still, I mean, I still feel that most law enforcement professionals are kind of the same way we are. We have that same mentality. And the thing about it is that most people that work for DHS, I would say 85% of them were in the military. You know what I'm saying? So I doubt it, man. I mean there's going to be some stragglers out there, but I'm sorry, I just don't see it that way you guys are looking at it. What I would probably and this is my mentality, is that the left knows that they can't win this fight without some sort of force. And the only force that they will either do is there were other, and this is me thinking really outside the box, but they will either aid another country to invade our country, or they will get the United Nations to back their beliefs. Those are the only two ways that they can do anything, because they don't have the muscle, they don't have the guns. We have the guns. And I think that's the only way that they would ever even try anything like that.
And if they tried something like that, that would spark a civil war.
That's the large consensus that I've gotten from most active and retired military personnel is, they will stand by their oath, period. And, if those threats are domestic politicians, those are the threats. And, just like you're saying, Mario, the use of UN soldiers, I mean, there was a short amount of time there where it was just this little twinkling that they were going to use UN soldiers at the border. And every one of our vets started coming out of the woodwork going, you ain't going to let them motherfuckers on our soil.
Exactly, bro. It's like, how would you, nobody's going to let some other asshole try to tell you what the hell they need to do. So it's like, we won't allow it, bro. And the thing about it is that they're trying to find any kind of way to do it. They're not stupid. The left is somewhat, it may be naive in the way they're thinking, or they think way outside the box, the way I see it. Because like when you hear AOC, to me, it's like, I'm listening to this bitch and I'm like, where did she get this fucking crazy ideas from? But in reality,
I think it's being fed to her, because I can't believe any woman can be that stupid.
But here's my thing. As much as we think it's stupid, there is a small consensus of people that say, you know what? She's a fucking genius. This is what we should do. And I mean, this is what's creating these Antifa motherfuckers. And that's, I mean, to be honest with you, Antifas are a bunch of cowards, man.
They're just a bunch of rioters.
No, exactly, dude. They're
criminals.
They will strike on somebody who's alone, or is only 2 or 3, or they can outnumber them. That's the only way that they'll fucking fight you. Like I saw this incident of a dude he just had a MAGA hat, and this fucking group just fucking piled on him, and they just started beating shit at him, and then luckily there were some other people that fucking helped the dude, but if not, they would have killed him. But you going to kill somebody because he's wearing a hat?
I mean, at that point, if that dude was carrying a gun and he shot one of them, I mean, he had every right to, because they were mobbing him.
Mm-hmm. And
they were mobbing him.
That's what I was talking about earlier. That's what you're going to see come down.
I really hope those assholes in Antifa really do something to spark something that will get them in serious fucking trouble where they won't be able to go and just cause riots anymore. I really hope that happens. I know that's bad to say and hope ill will towards someone, but I don't know if these are actual people because they don't act like it.
Here's my thing. I mean, how many of them are really considered citizens? Because I guarantee you, half of the motherfuckers are not citizens, man. Or if they are, they really don't think that way. Because you can't be to a certain point where you just hate somebody because of what they believe in. So here's my thing. Before, when you and I, let's say fucking 10 years ago, like you and I, Nice Straight,
Right.
we would have a discussion, and you and I may not agree with it, but I respected you, and I respected who you are. We just had differences of opinion. But now it gets to a point that if you don't like what I say, you're gonna be like, well, you're a racist. Well, you're this, and you're this, and you're this, and I'm gonna kick your ass because you don't believe in what I believe in. Like what? What do you think is gonna get solved by that?
Even 10 years ago, I would have given you shit for being Hispanic. You would have given me shit for being Italian. So, there you
No,
go.
man, but see, that's not good fun, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know that. I know that, but that still would have happened 10 years ago, too, anyways.
Yeah.
But, now people say, oh, that's racist. And I'm like, have you seen a picture of my grandmother? She's half Filipino, half Irish. Okay?
Mhm.
If I'm racist, there's a fucking problem there.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
You know?
And people are they're taking things to the extreme now. And what really I guess what really concerns me the most is the fact that we don't have any journalism anymore. It's not, you can just throw a fucking fact. I mean, you can just throw anything out there, and there's no facts. There's nothing. But yet you want to throw that out there and say XYZ is a fucking moron or this and that, and people will believe it. Like, oh my God, XYZ is a fucking moron. And then you're trying to prove yourself. Like this whole thing with the Ukrainian transcript and the whole whistleblower. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, so you mean to tell me that if like, let's say you're the Ukrainian president, Nice Strike, and I'm an American and we're just shooting the shit, we can't shoot the shit because we're fucking world leaders. Like, the fuck?
Right.
Yeah. We're not allowed to have.
We're not allowed to be human beings
world
and be
leader.
actual people.
We have to be.
That is literally what they were trying to impeach him on, was one world leader having a conversation with another one. They weren't plotting. They weren't like,
man.
They were having a sociable conversation.
Yeah.
Like, the fact when you can't even have a decent conversation with another human being, regardless if they're another leader or if they're an ambassador of another country, or it doesn't matter what position you're in, you can't have a sociable conversation anymore. Then it's over for the human race. It's fucking over.
And you know what really pisses me off is that even his own fucking staff turns his back on him. His own fucking staff. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do we know who this? I mean, we don't know who this whistleblower is, but I can guarantee you that motherfucker knew enough for him to start getting and start throwing some shit out there. So
the problem is, have you seen Project Veritas?
If I was the president, bro, you know what I would do? I would fire all my fucking staff and make it all military, because I know those motherfuckers got my back, so I ain't got to worry about shit.
Right, but have you ever seen any Project Veritas's videos? They're the ones that go in and find leftists that are doing this shit like that whistleblower, trying to actively work against the system instead of doing their fucking jobs that they're getting paid to by American tax dollars.
Yeah.
And that shit's just wrong.
It is wrong, man. It's just that, it seems to me like
if you're working for the government, you do your fucking job, because people pay taxes so you can do your fucking job.
Exactly, bro. I completely agree with you, man. And then we've forgotten that shit, man. A lot of people have forgotten that, and it's getting to a point. It seems to me like I don't even watch the news anymore because of that shit. I don't even watch Fox News. I don't watch none of that shit. You know what?
I don't either. I get all my stuff from like the Truth About Guns and that stuff now.
All I do is watch the local news. All I give a shit about what's going on in my community, man. You know what I'm saying? because to me that's the only news I really give a shit about nowadays. Because journalism is dead, bro. It's dead. There's no credible. There is no Walter Cronkite, man. All right,
No, he's
that's
gone.
long gone. You know, when Walter Cronkite will get on the fucking TV, he'll say, "Well, this is the news today." But you know that motherfucker, when he says something, that shit, he meant that shit, man. He didn't fuck around.
Well, and it's not done the way that it used to be. They would just read the news, period. There wasn't anything beyond that, other than maybe at the end of the series, they'd go, and here's my thoughts on it.
Yeah.
Then they would give their own opinion. Now it's all about their own fucking opinions, their own fucking
And there's no fact.
If they don't if you don't agree with whatever idea that they've got, you're not going to have a job. So they preach whatever agenda is
You know what?
by that owner, and that's that.
I feel bad for my kids because all three of my kids are going to college. You know, I got one doing their masters, the other two are finishing in their undergraduate. And
you're a poor ass motherfucker.
I am. But you know what? They're gonna make money and they're gonna take care of daddy when he's old. Anyway, you know, some of my kids, like my youngest, she kind of thinks like me, you know. But you know, sometimes she says some of the things that her professors tell, and I'm like, what? You know, and I even told her, look, man, just play the fucking game, get your grade and shit. I mean, obviously you don't believe what this guy is telling you because you're telling me about it, you know? And I mean, obviously I wish the education system would not have these liberal professors that have all these biases towards what they want the kids to believe in. Instead, why don't you teach the fucking agenda, the curriculum, and just call it a day? Okay, what's up?
See, that's what they're teaching in schools now.
Look at your geographic location. You're like in the stronghold of, you know, of all of that. So your geographic location is one of those reasons.
Right. No, it's not.
No, my thing is that it should be the same regardless of where the fuck you live at, bro.
It should, but it's not.
And it sucks because you're like, I mean, we're paying a lot of fucking money for their education. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, I remember my oldest came up to me one time and she was taking a political science class. And the professor said that Democrats are usually colored people, people of low income and shit like that, right? And he says, Republicans are usually white and are more medium to high base fucking incomes. I'm like, fuck you. I'm like, I've been Republican since I was fucking 18. You gonna tell me that I'm fucking?
There are poor people on both spectrums. Period.
Exactly, bro. But you know, for you to come up with that fucking that bias, it fucking pissed me off. I'm like,
man,
what? I think it should be more about the belief system of what you feel the country should be. It's not, you know, it should be about, you know, demographics and your race and shit like that. To me, that's stupid.
Fuzz, Walter Cronkite doesn't want anything anymore. He's dead. I just had to make that.
Yes, I am aware that Walter Cronkite is dead, but what I'm talking about is that Walter Cronkite had integrity. He had integrity. You know, we just don't see that anymore.
Yeah, he was brought about when journalism was still journalism, and journalism isn't journalism anymore.
It's just who can make up and spew the biggest bullshit they can now. That's all it is.
They can do that now because they rescinded the law against using propaganda on the United States citizen.
You know, and if that's how it's gonna be, well, shit. Why don't we come up with a company where we just spew bullshit that has no fact behind it and pass it off as news? Because hell, we make billions of dollars that way.
Yeah, that's called CNN.
Well, we gotta have an alternative.
End up closing shop here. Gonna go ahead and run through the room. Night Strike. Any final comments tonight?
Shall not be infringed.
Very good. Very good. Very good. The one, the only redneck gangsta.
Yo, I will not comply.
Very good, very good. The one of the men that I actually respect the most out here, Mr. Mario Mosen.
It has to be constitutionally based for me to follow.
Very well, very well. Yeah, and had a great chat. I appreciate everybody that joined us. Been an absolutely epic panel and phenomenal side chat. There's been all kinds of things going on out there. There's the hashtag shall not comply that was put out there. There is a link for Jack that Chico has thrown out there. Thank you, Chico. Still need to be helping Jack out. Greatly appreciate everybody that helps out there. It's been an absolutely great night.
Hey,
Thank you everybody for joining us. And like I always tell you, keep your magazines loaded and one in the chamber.
Hey, I got a quick alibi before we go.
Yes.
Do you know anything if they would do those shirts again for Jack? I remember they did those for a while, and I didn't get a chance to get one. So I was just wondering if that was something they can create again. So it's maybe a question for Chico. So
maybe not for Chico, but I know where that can go.
Okay, well there you go. I'm just throwing that out there because honestly, I think the best way we can do. I mean, two of you guys have Ed shirts and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
You have what size do you wear? Size fat bastard or?
Yes, fat bastard, large. Yes.
Fat bastard large.
Fat bastard large. Yes. Yeah, I'm working on my